It's great to get to speak to you again, mainly because I've been dying for the chance to just congratulate you on this phenomenal album, The Lemonade Stand.
Oh, thank you for saying that. That sure means a lot. It's good to hear your voice. Excited to talk to you today.
I know you've been working on this project for quite a long time, and you co-wrote all 12 of the tracks, and you must be really over the moon for it to now finally be out, but also to see, because it's everywhere, like social media and stuff, the positive response it's been getting from fans and music journalists.
It just means so much to me to know people are hearing these songs and enjoying them. I just feel like in this time right now, music has been such medicine for me, and I'm so grateful that these songs are finding their way into people's lives. It's just truly so exciting.
Even this morning, I got the same sort of feeling as I did the day I listened to it, the day it came out. It's this like positive energy, but also there's this like vintage sort of Stevie Nicks theatrical dream-like quality. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. That means the most to me. That's so cool. I'm like the biggest Stevie Nicks fan, so thank you for saying that.
I'd be keen to hear a bit about your experience of working with the mad genius producer that is Jay Joyce.
Seriously, he is such a genius. I look up to Jay so much and I'm in awe of his brilliance and the way that he really trusts music to like speak up and become what it's supposed to be in the studio. He's just not afraid to try anything and everything. I had the time of my life getting to disappear into his little studio in East Nashville. It's this old church, and you walk in and it just feels like a sacred place. And it was wonderful. We spent so much time in there just letting these songs live and breathe. And I would just play them on the guitar, you know, standing at the microphone like I would play them on a stage for somebody. And I'd watch Jay run around the room, building the music layer by layer around that. And it was so much fun. So writing these songs was such a special process. I got to work with so many co-writing heroes of mine and really wanted to craft this sort of theme and message. And I'm grateful for the way these songs kind of, you know, went from one to the other thematically. So it really, I just had the time of my life getting to make this music.
What would you say you've taken away from the experience would be the most important or memorable bit of advice or direction that Jay Joyce has given you?
I think the biggest thing I learned is to not be afraid to try anything, you know, and I think it's also just learning from the way that he really wrestles with music, and it's like, okay, this feels right, this doesn't feel right, like his compass. I hope that I was able to kind of soak in just a little bit of feeling the way that he trusts the process like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I am going to rhyme on here for a bit, but I really want to highlight the fact because there'll be so many people in this country in Northern Ireland who aren't aware that, you know, you started this annual fundraiser, Big Hearts for Big Kids, when you were 15, and this event has now raised over $2 million for charity. This year's concert was held virtually and raised $89,000 for two organisations, Sunrise House, a local youth shelter in your hometown of Grand Prairie, Alberta, and Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee's Troop 6000, an initiative that supports girls without permanent housing in the Nashville area. So what motivated you to start this, particularly at such a young age, and what's it been like to watch the fundraiser grow to the point now where you have people like Dierks Bentley and Luke Combs and Ashley McBride involved?
Thank you so much for asking about Big Hearts for Big Kids. This is so important to me and truly means so much. And really, it was just started noticing that there was a youth shelter in my hometown. I didn't even know that there were kids my age at the time who were needing to turn to that building for love and guidance to just keep going. And so I wanted to be able to do something to help. And we literally rented a hall and decorated it, my family and I, and went around with sponsor letters and just invited people to come, bring an auction item. And the night of our first event 10 years ago, we raised $30,000. And I was like, wow, if this is what music can do, then I'm in. And so it's just been life-changing watching my community continue to come together year after year and just wrap their arms around these kids. And it's blown me away, the power of it. And now in the season that we're in the world right now, it was such an exciting highlight to be able to invite people from all around the world to come and be a part of Big Hearts this year online and, you know, get to plant the very first seed for a Big Hearts for Big Kids in Nashville. It was just a night I'll never forget. And the Ryman Auditorium is just I think, one of the most special buildings in the world, and it meant so much to be able to lift up those causes from such a mother church like that.
Now, at the start of 2020, your diary was packed. You had your own headline tour, you had support slots for both Alan Jackson and Sugarland, and you had appearances at big festivals like C2C and Stagecoach. So, what has it been like for everything to be put on pause due to COVID?
I mean, I'm so thankful for the stuff that we can do online and the way that we can really kind of feel like we're still together. And I also know that, like, being in person at shows is truly something irreplaceable, and thank goodness it is, you know. I think it's such a good thing that we're all missing that right now. And I know I'm going crazy. I can't wait to get back out there. So it'll be something so very special when we get to come together in person again soon. And I was so looking forward to getting to come to see you guys, and we were so close. We were over there, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, we have to go home right now. So I can't wait to get to pick up where we hopefully left right off. That would be wonderful.
And you previously released a lovely interpretation of Keith Urban's Stupid Boy, and he's someone who I've noticed has been a very vocal supporter of yours. And I know back in January you got the chance to open for him in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. I'm so thankful that happened this year, but I really am such a huge Keith Urban fan. I've loved his music for so long, and just look up to his bright, radiant spirit that he has on stage. And those shows in Vegas were just an absolute dream to get to open for him. And I got to be a part of the All for the Hall benefit concert he does here in Nashville this year too. And It was just a dream to get to be playing there next to him.
And last year, you were also part of the all-female lineup on Miranda Lambert's Roadside Bars and Pink Guitars tour, and it was really great to see the version of Fooled Around and Fell in Love that you all recorded get nominated for Musical Event of the Year at the ACMs. But even better than that, you've got a nomination yourself for New Female Artist of the Year.
It's so crazy to feel a part of a community that I've just grown up entirely looking up to, and I'm honored to feel like they're pulling some new chairs around the table, but getting to be a part of that tour with Miranda was just remarkable. She's such an incredible leader, and the way she just takes care of everybody and looks out for everyone. And singing on that song, I couldn't get over it. I was hearing everybody's voices coming through my headphones, and I just kept thinking, like, am I awake right now? 'Cause this is so cool. And to bring us together for that, and to be lifting up all of those different voices and artists who really have something to say, it meant so much to get to be a part of that project.
And you must have also really loved being a part of the documentary movie about the Bluebird Cafe.
That was incredible, absolutely. I still can't believe that I got to be a part of that, and that they included Jersey on the Wall. And that venue is just so sacred and special, and it makes my heart so happy to know that people are learning more about it and getting to feel some of that magic watching the documentary.
Final question, Tenille, because you've been very generous with your time. What does it mean to you to be featured? I know the museum at the minute is obviously closed because of COVID, but to be a part of the current exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, that's got to be surreal.
Yes, it sure is. Thank you for asking about that. But yeah, I just can't even believe that's real. I mean, I came to Nashville on my very first trip when I was 14 years old. My mom brought me, and we went to the Grand Ole Opry and the Bluebird and drove up and down Music Row, and of course we went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And I mean, I spent hours in there first time we went, just reading so much and just being so completely in awe of the history of country music and the foundations that we get to keep building on now. And I mean, I still will just go randomly walk through the Country Music Hall of Fame to find some inspiration. So finding that news out really was an emotional moment for sure. It's truly incredible to be a part of that. I can't wait for the museum to open back up so I can go see it.
Tenille, listen, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. All the best with this album. I wish I could look you in the eyes and tell you this. I'm not just saying it is the best album I have heard this year. It is so freaking good, honestly.
Thank you. Oh, you're so kind. That just really means a lot to me. And I wish I could hug you, and I can't wait to get to come and see you guys as soon as we possibly can.
Awesome. Take care. Thanks so much.
You too. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.